Hi, okay, so we've had the last reset before the new patch comes out, and we all get to improve our item level by up to 10 item levels, and the new abilities, some buffs for certain people, Rets included. So, yes, so what happened in the last reset? Behold the awesome power of the Murloc wielding a Thunder Fury. Mythic Archimand caused a bit of trouble. Had quite a lot of wiping on him, then went in last night, one-shot it, with, like, you know, lots of Murlocs, a couple of Ret Paladins. Apparently that was all that was needed. It's sort of... I'm a little bit disappointed that the patch has actually come out so early at the moment, I have to say, because for me, personally, I can understand everyone else wants it desperately. I hadn't quite got a hold of the last two fights. Thing is, when I joined the guild I've joined, strategies for all the fights were completely different. Some madder than others from my point of view. But they were generally okay. The first 11 bosses were absolutely fine because I'd progressed on them all and I'd got used to the bosses. I knew about the bosses. The timings were sort of innate within me, and what sort of how much damage different abilities do and what you can do about certain things. So adapting to a new strategy was all I had to worry about. Manaroth and Archimon, different kettle of fish. Manaroth I'd done some progress on. A couple, 2 and a bit nights, getting to about 50%. And it's actually caused more trouble than anything because Felseeker, when I was progressing on it in the previous guild, the melee would be on the right of the boss and the Felseeker would be on the left. In the new guild, it's completely the other way around. So I kept reverting to my safe spot on the right of the boss, which is not safe at all. Usually it's not such a problem. Usually you'll just get catapulted to where you're going anyway by the first Felseeker. And but occasionally I have once, maybe twice, been bounced off the stage. I think it might be once. I almost did this week. I was going to say quick thinking there. I thought to myself, oh no, I'm never going to get out of this. I didn't want to be on the wrong side of it because then I've got to sprint all the way around the big Felseeker. So I thought, get myself bounced into the pillar. If I'd have had a little bit more wit, I'd have just used the gateway, which is what all the range do. But there you go, can't think of everything. But from next reset, it'll be a completely different beast because I was only just starting to get some timings in my head right to the point where I could feel a little bit more at ease. I've never been completely at ease with it. I am very ill at ease because when you progress on a boss, especially a boss that's going to take a while, you learn it incrementally. You learn a little bit of the fight and you get that down. You learn a bit of the fight, and you can also try new things out. But when you're doing a boss that's farm for everyone else and progress for you, you don't feel that you can try things out. So you try and play it safe because everyone is expecting it to kill it this pull. Whereas when you're progressing on it, you know you're not going to kill it until you're actually ready to kill it. First, you know you're not going to kill it. Every time you get to a new phase, it's just see what happens, try things out. So you can risk a bit. And you never get high rewards without high risk. It's the same as in life, in anything. It's the same with Mythic Archimand as well. You don't want to try anything out too outlandish in case it goes very badly wrong in a position where everyone just wants to kill it right now, please. And it'll be a completely different kettle of fish next week because we'll have, potentially 7 item level upgrade. Or, well, maybe not. How many items can we upgrade? We can upgrade a little over half of our items. So maybe 6 or 7 item level extra. Plus the buffs that come with some specs as well. And then the other thing I've been thinking about this is what I've been planning this week, because I was thinking the beta might be imminent, and although I didn't expect to be in the first wave, I thought I don't usually have a long time to wait. I don't know whether I've just been lucky or what, but I'm not sure now. Someone sort of saying that the actual beta that they were talking about at BlizzCon isn't actually going to be, even though they described it as a closed beta, it is going to be very, very closed apparently. So who knows when actual players, like just random players potentially, are going to get in. Might not be till after Christmas now, I'm thinking. But at the time I was thinking to myself, there's something very important. Now, when you do get into beta, there's a few things that you learn after you've done a few. One thing you learn is to transfer all your gold to the character you're going to copy, because then the next time you copy a character with another load, you can build it up. So if you've got like 300k gold to your name, on the beta you can end up with like millions just because you copy a few characters. And then, well, what do you need the gold for? Well, sometimes people will find an item, put it on auction house for a stupid price, but you want to try it out. Or there might be like stuff, gold sync stuff you can buy off vendors. So that's useful. The other thing to remember is once you've copied your character across, delete everything. Empty your bags of anything, because you don't really need it, do you? Don't delete your Hearthstone. But other than that, delete everything. You are not going to... If you've got any off-spec kits and you think you're going to try out those things, fair enough. But remember, as you level up, you're going to be replacing a lot of that gear anyway. What is the point of having to vendor things in your bags every 5 mobs because it's full of junk that you are actually, on the beta, never going to use? So, yeah, you learn that one. And also delete the quests, same thing. If you've got any quests hanging about, delete all those as well, because you are going to need your quest log free. And again, anything you destroy on the beta, you know, you're going to get character resets. If you get early on in beta, you're likely to get character wipes anyway, where they just delete your character, so you have to start again. It's just the way it is. Because in early beta there isn't that much content, and it is a bit. But there's another important thing I'm going to have to do when I do eventually get into this beta, because I'm going to be getting the Ashbringer, and we've got to look the part. So I've been considering transmog. What transmog will suit it best? It's a very serious question. I've broken it down to 4 at the moment, and it would have been 5, but now that I've gone Horde, my sort of Alliance PvP set, the Martial set, no longer works. It's all like Warlord stuff, and it looks rubbish. And so that's no good. But I've still got it down to 4. Now, it's always... all of these are sort of sets. I don't, on my main, on my Paladin, cobble together sets for transmog, because I like to use... I do on some characters, I do on some of my alts. But I like to use sets that I've actually used in the past, that I've collected and been quite happy about, you know, ones that I've liked in the past. So it's a nostalgia thing. So, possibilities. And what's really good at the moment, like, the first one is obviously Judgment. This is like the archetypal Paladin set, and it's a definite possibility. I have used this in the past for my Holy set, but in Warlords of Draenor there wasn't much point, because a lot of the army you'd use for Holy is the same for Ret. So when you change to Holy spec, it didn't really make much sense. Whereas in Legion, there, you know, you're not transmogging your gear in Legion. The transmog's changing, so that you're effectively transmogging your sets, your spec. So you can say, this is my Ret transmog, and then this is my Holy transmog. And when you change to Holy, it will automatically transmog that. So it's not transmogging your gear as such, which is a lot better. But this is for Ret, I'm thinking, in terms of what will go well with the Ashbringer. So Judgment, one possibility. Other one is Soulforge. There's a bit out there at the moment. But I do remember Soulforge set. It took me ages to collect Lightforge. In fact, I had nearly full Judgment before I ever got the last piece of Lightforge, the dungeon set, because it wouldn't drop, or when it did drop, I never won the roll on it. There was all other paladins in the group. So it took me a long time to collect my Lightforge, but I still carry, even though I was in tier 2 dungeon raid gear, sorry, I still wanted to finish off the dungeon set, because, damn it, Paladin set. So when the quests came out for you to upgrade it to Soulforge, I straight away into them. I did it within a couple of days. I soloed everything. I went to Alcazar, and I was able, with the gear I had, to solo all the elite stuff. So the only thing I needed groups for was the dungeon stuff, and obviously I'm taking in people. They were pretty tricky, actually, but I was taking people with raid gear as well, so it blasted through. I got it within a couple of days, so that was good. It didn't see a lot of raid action, although I did use the chest piece. That came in useful for something on Nefarian. Next one would be Avenger. Another vanilla set. Three quarters of these sets are all from pre-TBC, before there was ever an expansion. The Avenger set I quite like. It's one of the few Paladin helms I quite like as well. On the other sets, I won't actually use the helm. So Judgment, I wouldn't use the helm. And Soulforge, I wouldn't use the helm. Avengers, I would. Looks quite good. The whole set looks quite good. I like this set. It's not very paladin-y, I will grant you. So I'm not sure whether it would be all that suitable to wield with the Ashbringer. But as a set, I do like it. And I like the whole set, helm included. And then the last one is Lightbringer. Another archetypal one that I use quite a lot. This may well go pretty well with it. Tyrion, of course, was wearing this when he cleansed the Ashbringer. So there's that side of it as well. And I've got the transmog for the Knight's End cloak as well, which is the model of the cloak he was wearing at the time. So this is very much Tyrion. I'm son of Tyrion in this set. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But those are sort of the choices I have to make. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. So, because none of the other sets, I would say, Paladin sets, I've really liked. There are some that are all right, don't get me wrong. But these are the four with the Martial PvP set, but I have no option to use that anymore. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking. And next time, at the weekend, a bit of an update. We'll see how the patch has gone on for people. It's already up in America. It took a long time, apparently. I hope it's not going to take too long in Europe. There is a good bug as well for Mythic Dungeons, which hopefully they will fix, whereby if you get loot on the last boss, you don't get Valor. So that'll be good. Having to do Mythic Dungeons for your 300 Valor, and then getting some crap piece of loot that you disenchant. Oh, what? I didn't get me 300 Valor? Oh, thanks very much. Hopefully that'll be fixed. In the meantime, I suppose we just have to go and group loot to make sure that we don't get any loot. And don't click need, for goodness sake, just in case. But anyway, that's all weekend. I'll see you later.
Poor Oxen.
Thanks for wasting my fucking time, you fucks.
You need 4 healers for the second
Absolute
phase.
shitlords.
Why
You
would
really
you
just
do
one-shot
this
this one?
yesterday?
One shot
Don't know why we
boys.
couldn't. Don't know why we couldn't, but hey.
Was it